Good morning, good morning. That did not work. Right. Trying to figure out some of this multi-streaming stuff. Okay, it says we are live, so let's go. And we are different. Okay. We're live. We did it. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Manhood. My name is TJ. Good to go. Some headset on real quick. It's a daily Bible study stream where we attempt to play Elden Ring while we talk through the Bible, and I've got my infant daughter next to me, so I might be holding her as well. It'll be fun. We're going through Luke chapter 7 today, which I'm excited about. Very, very excited. We need to go to this town over here, though. All right. Okay. Usually what we'll do is we'll start out with a little bit of, hold on. This guy's going to come over and try to kill me. Nice try. It didn't work. Usually what we do is start out with a little bit of gratitude, which we'll do here today. Let's see. We're starting a little bit early today. Goodness, I'm struggling. I've got a meeting at like 7 a.m. my time, so I'm going to have to get out of here just a touch early. What does this say? Stop by the shack beyond the southern gate. Okay, yes, sir. Yes, sir. Ouch. We're not sleeping super well right now. Been up a little bit, but it'll be all right. All right. Is there something up in here? That's what I'm wondering. Or is that where we... maybe that's where we just went a little bit ago. I think it is. Isn't this where that hole was? Yeah, I've been in there. I think we've been in there. We're good. Okay, so we're going into Luke chapter 7 today. My iPad that I use for like notes and stuff is working terribly right now. Before we do that, we're going through 3 things we're thankful for. You're here and you want to join in, you're welcome to. Scientifically proven that being grateful is massive for helping your mental state and everything else as well. Look at this. Look at this. Nice. Can I kill these guys? Okay, I can. Do they just come back? Thanks, Yurichi, for following. Appreciate it. All right, 3 things I'm thankful for. First of all, I've been super thankful for just the element, and I'm not a super smart person, but just how God has like blessed us with discernment through His Spirit, and I don't know. There's something there that I think is not valued nearly enough, and I've just appreciated the aspect of like Him giving me discernment in my life. Secondly, I'm super grateful for His Spirit in that same vein. Just the fact that like I get to exist here today in this moment with His Spirit at work in my life is just nuts to me. So I'm very, very grateful for that. Oh no, I'm dying. All right. And then third thing I'm grateful for. Welcome in. If you want to throw something you're grateful for in the chat, let me know. Do it. I've been really, really grateful. My kids are hitting an age where they're actually able to help. We just had our 5th, and so my older kids are actually super helpful, and they're enjoyable, and I'm super grateful for that. It's been awesome. So there it is. There's my gratitude. We are going into Luke chapter 7 today. Elden Ring. I've forgotten sheep. Welcome. All right. Melania IMO, in my opinion. Okay. I don't know what that means exactly. Hold on. We're going to die. We're going to die. Here we go. Ooh, congrats, man. You got a son coming in June. Our daughter over here, she's actually laying right here. She's a month old. And then we've got 4 others that are a spread of ages. So Yurichi's thankful for friends and family. I love that. That's awesome. All right, Luke chapter 7. I think what stands out to me about, I guess here's what I'll say. If you've ever had moments where you wondered if God was really paying attention, or really even like who you thought he was, grateful for starting a new Bible study with my guy group today. Nice. Welcome. Legacy, that's awesome. If you've ever questioned that stuff, Luke 7 is full of people asking those exact questions, right? It's a Roman soldier. He's trusting Jesus without even seeing him. There's a grieving mother that watches Jesus stop a funeral, seemingly like right as it starts happening. We have a prophet sitting in a prison beginning to doubt what he should know to be true. And then we've got like a sinful woman who pours out worship to him in tears. So these people in various stages of life, various understandings of Jesus' identity and who God is. It's just huge. And the key here is Jesus isn't just a teacher, right? He's one with authority over life, over death, over sin, and over salvation. So let's go hop into it. It'll be good. What build? Well, right now I switched over to this thing because I couldn't get bleed. I was using Bloodhound's Fang. So this is what I've been using. Or I had dual Uchi katanas as well, was the other thing I was doing. So it's like Dex Faith build is what I have right now. That could change. If I get a good idea as to what we should be running, I'm happy to change it. All right. We're going into Luke chapter 7. I'm trying to figure out how to get into this. If God exists, the Bible wouldn't change as it does. I'm not sure we're going to have a conducive conversation with that. Applesauce, you're welcome to hang out, man, but I'm not sure I'm the most qualified person to defend the historical accuracy of the Bible, and I'm not sure it would be beneficial for me to try. But you're welcome to keep scrolling, man, if you don't want to hang out. If you do, you're welcome to be here. I'd love it either way. So whatever you'd like to do, do it. Okay, we're going into Luke 7. Nice. Yeah, I'm using bleed quite a bit as well in mine. I feel like I'm supposed to be on the roofs over here, and I gotta figure out how to get up there. Let's see. Over this way. Thanks for following, Zach. Oh, hold on. Ouch. Wow, this guy's... Oh, there's 2 of them. That's why. All right, we're good. So, after he had finished saying all these things in the hearing of the people, he entered Capernaum. We're coming right off the heels of the... what are we coming off the heels of? Like the Beatitudes, the Sermon on the Mount, the Sermon on the Plain, whatever you want to call it. It's a little bit different in between Luke and Matthew. But we're coming right off that. He's just finishing that sermon, which is one of the most popular sermons or speeches or teachings that Jesus gives. And then the next thing he does He goes to Capernaum. Now a centurion had a servant who was sick and at the point of death, who was highly valued by him. Do these guys just keep coming back nonstop, or am I just really finding new ones over and over again? Oh, I think I figured it out. Maybe not. Hey, we got up there. We did it. We did it. All right. Okay, so the centurion, just so we're all aware, likely led troops of, I think it's either hundreds or thousands. Usually about 80 to 100 soldiers. So a guy of pretty solid authority. This isn't a guy leading a troop of like 10 people. He oversaw quite a few. And the centurion had a servant who was sick and at the point of death, who was highly valued by him. When the centurion heard about Jesus, he sent to him elders of the Jews, asking him to come and heal his servant. Key thing here, something to call out. The centurion is a Roman citizen, right? So not a member of, most likely not a member of Israel, right? He wouldn't be. He would be a Roman citizen. And so what's interesting here is what he does is he sends people of Jewish descent, right? He's like, hey, elders of the Jewish people, will you go for me and speak to Jesus? Asking him to come and heal his servant. And when they came to Jesus, they pleaded with him earnestly, saying, he is worthy to have you do this for him, for he loves our nation, and he is the one who built us our synagogue. So this man likely was funding, which is a really, really interesting thing here, funding the building of the Jewish synagogue in the area as a Roman citizen, which I just find super intriguing. So a wealthy man, oversees a lot of people. He is a friend of Israel, right? He is not an Israelite himself, but he is showing by his actions that he believes in what they believe, and he is doing what he can to support and build them up. And then he sends those people to go and plead with Jesus, showcasing his belief in Christ as well as his belief in the God of Israel, right? And he sends them to them, and they're like, hey, you should do this for him. He is a good man. He has helped us. He's been really, really good to us. All right, sorry. Okay. And Jesus went with them. And when he was not far from the house, the centurion sent friends, saying to him, Lord, do not trouble yourself, for I am not worthy to have you come under my roof. Right? So what he's done here is he's sent somebody else, delegates who are of the tribe of the people of Christ, to say, hey, I believe that you can heal. Will you please heal? Will you go for me? And ask him to do that. And then when he's on his way, he's like, oh, wait, hold up. You don't need to come here. I'm not worthy to have you, I'm not worthy to be in your presence. Therefore, I do not presume to come to you, right? I didn't even come to you either. I don't expect you to come to me, but say the word and let my servant be healed. So he's showing such a greater sense of faith than really anyone we've seen up to this point, at least in this book, right? Because he goes up and he's like, hey, I know that your power and your authority is so great that you don't need to come here in person. You don't need to be here. How do you open this? Oh, probably just die to this guy, huh? Uh-oh. Hold on. Ouch. Okay. Well, that didn't work. Welcome, G-Dubbed. We're enjoying the game. It's good. Thank you. Light torches on the roof. I lit that one over there. Is there more than one? Maybe there's a few, huh? Okay, sorry. Oh, there's 3. G-Dub is here to save the day. This is why we have you here, bud. Is that one of them? It looks weird. It's got like a fan on it. Oh, there's one over there. I see it. Okay, cool. You stay here. We need you here. This is going to be important. Okay, so the centurion's like, hey, you don't need to come here. Just say the word. He'll be healed. jumping and hopping. Hello. Grab this. Oh, hold on. If I can figure out how to climb a ladder, we'll be able to do this. There you go. We did it. We did it. Okay. So don't trouble yourself. I'm not worthy. Therefore, I did not presume to come to you. Say the word and let my servant be healed. And then he says, for I too am a man set under authority. So here he's claiming, I understand, Jesus, you have a high level of authority. You are not like other people. And he says, I understand this. I'm a man of authority with soldiers under me. And I say to one, go, and he goes, and to another, come, and he comes. And to my servant, do this, and he does it. And so the proclamation he's making here is, I understand you have a sense of spiritual authority that is far greater than anything that I can get with my current physical authority, right? But what I know is with my authority, I could say, go and do this, and it'll do it. So I know that you, with the authority that you exist within today, can just say the word and my servant will be healed. Right? So this is a great showing of like immense faith. And when Jesus heard these things, he marveled at him, and turning to the crowd that followed him, I tell you, not even in Israel have I heard of such faith. Thank you for following, Crocodile. So this is, thank you for following, Shaft, as well. Welcome. This is a very, very big deal. And it's coming from somebody outside of the land of Israel. And this is a key, consistent kind of theme throughout, is that what you'll see is that the people who are impoverished, the people who are real sinners, and the people who are not actually of the tribes of Israel are the ones who are much more joyous and responding. And we're going to see that even more as we go forward in this chapter itself, because those are the people, right? The sick are the ones who need a healer. The ones who are... should I shoot at that guy? Hold on. Maybe I should just shoot him. I'm going to shoot him. I'll tell you. Check it out. We got him. We did it. All right. I don't know what I'll tell you me. Oh, it'll tell you. Oh, it'll teleport. I see what you're saying. Sorry. All right. We're going over here. We found them all, G-dubs. Thank you. Appreciate your help. All right. Okay. I tell you, no one, not even in Israel, have I found such faith. And when those who had been set returned to the house, they found the servant well. Soon afterward, he went to a town called Nain. I'm going to, just so y'all are all aware, we're all on the same page. I'm just going to shamelessly vocalize words I don't know how to pronounce as though I do, and hopefully no one can tell I don't know how to pronounce them. It'll be great. Okay, so he goes to Nain, and his disciples and a great crowd went with him. And as he drew near to the gate of the town, behold, a man who had died was being carried out, the only son of his mother, and she was a widow, and a considerable crowd from the town was with her. I can't do that. Hold on. Okay, so something to understand about culture at the time. This would have happened within usually 24 hours. I mean, you have to realize they had no way to like slow the decay of a body, and so usually this is right after he died. So her grief is like immense, apparent, and immediate. that this is all coming about. And so if this funeral procession is going through the town, this is probably right after he died. And this mother and widow is probably in the deepest of grief right now, and people are accompanying her to try and console her and to comfort her, and directly after the loss of her son. Uh-oh. Baby girl's waking up. Stay calm. Don't wake up. All right, let's go up the little... Whoops. This way. Let's go up the little hill. Okay, when the Lord saw her, he had compassion on her and said to her, "Do not weep." Then he came up and touched the bier, and the bearers stood still. And he said, "Young man, I say to you, arise." What he did here, just so we're all on the same page, was actually shocking. This would have, like, you get near a dead body in traditional Israel law, you are unclean. You would not want to touch it. You would have to separate yourself from everyone. And so by the sake of him touching this thing, he is doing something that is culturally shocking. But instead of it making him unclean, his cleanliness extends into this like funeral procession, and he arrives. Unstable internet connection. Uh-oh. You guys let me know if it's going horribly. I don't know what's happening. I'm hardwired, so I'm not sure what's going on. Okay. What's going on with my live? I'm not sure what's happening. The live is struggling, apparently. Let me see if our internet is down. You guys let me know if you can hear me, if you're still here. Let's see. It is struggling. All right, we're going to keep going. Hopefully it'll... I don't even know if we're live right now. Are we live? Maybe we are. If I was too bashful to go in the chat, or they're not willing to because they're not actually here. We'll see. Let's close that. Well, that's a little sad if that's the case. It'll be all right. All right, so he says, "Young man, I say to you, arise." Where am I supposed to go here? I thought you fought somebody in this area. Man, those guys are strong. Was there not a... in my head, I am super convinced this led to a boss fight. Okay, we're leaving him behind. We're leaving him. We're leaving him. Here, let me see something real quick. Let me see. Yeah. Looks like we're struggling, huh? Looks like we're struggling a bit. All right. Well, you guys let me know if it gets worse. We'll see. We will see. Not sure what's going on. Okay. So he says, "Young man, I say to you, arise." And the dead man sat up and began to speak. And Jesus gave him to his mother. Oh, my goodness. This guy Get out of here, dude. We did it. Great job, everybody. What's interesting here is he does this, and it says, fear seized them all, and they glorified God, saying, a great prophet has arisen among us, and God has visited his people. Right? And then the report about him spread through the whole of Judea and all the surrounding country, and the disciples of John reported all these things to John. And John, calling 2 of his disciples to him, sent them to the Lord, saying, are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another? What's going on, Alchemist? Hey, Alchemist, I need you to let me know if this is coming through okay, because it's acting like I have no internet access. So if it's terrible, will you tell me? Because no one else will tell me. They all just go silent, and they're afraid to make me angry, I guess. Oh, I did not. Oh, my God. Okay, cool. Looks fine to you? Great. That's good to hear. I don't know if I should have clicked Stake America. I think that might put me somewhere else. Okay, so something to look into. Hello, welcome. Corey Buckley. Good to have you. Yeah, that was not... What? Well, we're going this way now. I gotta go meet with this guy in the shack. Oh, here he is. He's over this way. Here, let's kill this dog real quick. All right, we did it. Great work, everybody.
I'd hoped a strapping. Don't fret. Should you I will teach. I need your name.
All right.
Oh, as promised. Go on. Now let me. Well, this is the work of a true. Can you?
I already had it.
As well made as it is, it won't be much. Can you give me as well made?
Okay, great. Yeah, I'll give you some time with it. Good talk. Way to go. Okay, so something to look into. John is sending people to say, hey, are you the one to come, or should we expect someone else? Bear in mind, John was there, right? What was it, 3 to 4 chapters ago, 5 chapters ago? When he baptizes Jesus himself. And what's going on? Nora Vale. Welcome, man. Oh, welcome, woman. I'm sorry. Did not mean to be offensive. Okay, so he was there. He was in the place. He baptized Jesus, and he saw heaven open up. He saw the Spirit descend on this man. He saw the voice of God from heaven say, this is my son with whom I'm well pleased. And that dude still doubted and struggled to believe. So if you're ever struggling, just know that the very man who baptized Jesus himself had this moment with him, right? Like this is something to note, that it's like he even struggled to keep that and to keep that faith during that time. And when the men had come to him, they said, John the Baptist has sent us to you, saying, are you the one who is to come, or shall we look for another? All right. In that hour, he healed many people of diseases and plagues and evil spirits, and on many who were blind he bestowed sight. And he answered them, go and tell John what you have seen and heard. The blind receive their sight, the lame walk, lepers are cleansed, and the deaf hear. The dead are raised up, the poor have good news preached to them. Blessed is the one who is not offended on account of me. Hey, Corey, thanks for saying hi. Yo. Hey, so this is interesting. So John the Baptist is struggling in his faith a little bit. Jesus is gracious, and he says, hey, go tell him what you see. This happens. What he's doing here, though, is he is actually referencing multiple prophetic books, okay? So in this one little paragraph of writing, he is referencing, actually, I think it's all in Isaiah, now that I say that. It is all in Isaiah. I'm sorry. He's referencing the fulfillment in Isaiah, multiple chapters of Isaiah. So one of which is Isaiah 35. The eyes of the blind shall be opened, and the ears of the deaf unstopped. They shall And then then shall the lame man leap like a deer, and the tongue of the mute sing for joy. Right, so that's Isaiah 35. He asked, hey, this is what's happening. Isaiah 61 is the phrasing, bring good news to the poor, right? So we see that the Spirit of the Lord is upon me because the Lord has anointed me to bring good news to the poor. He says that exact phrasing in there. And then we see the concept of like, blessed is he who is not offended on account of me. This seems to be in reference to like the stone of stumbling, which we see in Isaiah 8, right? The Lord of hosts, him you shall honor as holy. Let him be your fear. Let him be your dread. And he will become a sanctuary, right? For some, he will become a sanctuary, those who trust in him. And this is who Christ is, right? He's a sanctuary for those who believe in him. And a stone of offense, right? Of like, blessed is one who is not offended on account of me. A stone of offense and a rock of stumbling to both houses of Israel, a trap and a snare to the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And many shall stumble on it. They shall fall and be broken, and they shall be snared and taken. So the statement here is, to some, I'm going to be a sanctuary. To others, I'm going to be a massive stumbling block. If you have your own idea, whoops, there it goes. Never mind. You have your own idea as to what like following God looks like, and you're bound up in your pride, I will be an absolute stumbling block to you. If you are open to me and what I have for your life and what I have, how I can love you, it will be great for you. Isn't there a fight inside this building thing over here? I feel like I'm insane. Am I crazy? Like, I feel like inside this place that's right in front of me that I'm looking at right here is a boss fight. But I could be wrong. Well, we'll never know. No, I haven't been in there. Is that the issue? Am I going to die right? Oh, I didn't die. Good. How do we get into it? Do we walk around? Is it over here? I found it. This is where, yeah, you're right. We got it. There they are. Can you ride your horse in here? Ouch. I'm doing so good at parrying this guy. It's just not even worth, like, messing around with. Just, yeah, probably. Okay, yeah, that was pretty easy. We did it. Great job, everybody. It was fun. Hey, Maximus, welcome, man. Okay, when John's messengers had gone, Jesus began. Hi, Hayden. You got room 40. I don't know what that means. You got a cool staff. All right. I think we've pretty much done it, huh? Probably need to go up this hill, and then we'll be good to go. Okay. When John's messengers had gone, Jesus began to speak to the crowds concerning John. Okay, so John just came in, questioned, are you doing Ronnie's ending? I don't know what ending I'm doing. I'm not paying that much attention to this time around because it's actually kind of, I mean, for other people it probably isn't. For me, it's kind of difficult to play this game while trying to study and read and explain some of the things of the Bible. So I'm mainly just using this as a backdrop while I speak. But I'm not opposed to Ronnie's ending. The problem is I usually end up doing Ronnie's ending. Because I don't know if that's like because I'm just stumbling through stuff. But Ronnie's ending seems to just naturally occur every time I play this game. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong there. Hold on. We gotta move. Don't let him do it. Nope. Oh, can't get it. There we go. Okay, so John's messengers left. So he uses the opportunity in front of John's messengers to like, hey, confirm this is who I am, right? Go and tell John what you see. And they're in the midst of people because as soon as John's messengers leave, Jesus began to speak to the crowds concerning John. What did you go out into the wilderness to see? Thanks for following. Angeli, something like that. What did you go into the wilderness to see? A reed shaken by the wind. What then did you go out to see? A man dressed in soft clothing? Behold, those who are dressed in splendid clothing and live in luxury are in king's courts. But what did you go out to see? A prophet? Yes. And I tell you, and more than a prophet, this is what is written. Behold, I send my messengers before your face who will prepare your way before you. Okay, so there's quite a bit to get into here. Good morning. Hi, Bull. Good morning. Welcome, man. Happy. Here, hold on. Oh, she's struggling. She needs Jesus. Sadly, this Elden Ring guy doesn't have the ability to heal her. Well, we kind of do. We have a needle that we can use. Okay, sorry. So, behold, I will send a messenger before your face who will prepare your way before you. I tell you, among those born of women, none is greater than John. Yet the one who is least in the kingdom of God is greater than he. When all the people heard this, and the tax collectors too, they declared God just, having been baptized with the baptism of John. But the Pharisees and the lawyers rejected the purpose of God for themselves, not having been baptized by him. So these people go out into the wilderness to see this man who is proclaiming, hey, repent, turn back, prepare the way for the Lord. Jesus here is saying after the John's messengers come, seemingly in the midst of this crowd, he confirms his role of being Messiah. Then he turns and says, hey, not only am I the Messiah, this person that y'all went out to see was Elijah, right? This was the Elijah out in the wilderness, making the path of the Lord, right? Preparing for me to come here. And what's interesting is what he references here. There's multiple pieces. So he's fulfilling, there's a verse in Isaiah, a voice cries in the wilderness, prepare the way the Lord, make straight in the desert a highway for our God. Malachi 3, behold, I send my messenger, and he will prepare the way before me. And the Lord whom you seek will suddenly come to his temple, and the messenger of the covenant in whom you delight, behold, he is coming, says the Lord of hosts. It's like, yeah, and sorry, I got distracted by her little like breathing technique. What I find super crazy here. So this is, he utilizes, I don't know what's happening here. Ukulele for worship. Welcome. A raid of love. I don't know what that means, but I'm stoked about it. Thank you for coming. You guys are awesome. So what's happening here is he's used John's sense of like doubt. His provides more distraction. I like it. Keep going. We'll be distracted as we talk. So John's doubt actually provides a way for Jesus to confirm who he is, because he confirms to John in one moment, hey, I am who you're looking for. And then on top of that, what he does is he is confirming by saying this is who John is. He's saying John is preparing the way for me. So he is reconfirming, hey, we've got these things. And Malachi 4, 5 through 6, I'm going to read that as well. Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the great and awesome day of the Lord comes. So what he's saying is, I've got Ukulele just finished her stream, so we all came over to celebrate God even more. That's awesome. Thank you. I'll have to follow Ukulele. I don't know who that is. Thanks, Ukulele, for worship. I appreciate it. So Malachi 4, 5 through 6 literally says, I will send you Elijah the prophet for the great and awesome day of the Lord. So Jesus is doing something intense here. He is literally opening up the door to, hey, John is Elijah, which then overtly confirms me as the savior of the world. This is the day of the Lord is here now. And that's what he's confirming these people. And that's why when the people hear it, those who've been baptized by John, they're like, okay, sweet. I'm glad I did that. And then the people who are not, right? The people who have excuse me, sorry, I got to fix this thing over here. The people who have not been, oh my goodness, that's frustrating. There we go. I fixed it. Everyone calm down. People who have not been baptized by him reject this because he's claiming divinity. That's what he's doing right now. And so it's just an insane moment where I think a lot of people are like, well, John was just, struggling, and he confirmed that. And then he said, hey, John is this prophet. No. He's confirming so much more than that. John is Elijah. I am the Christ. I am Messiah. And then the people who truly need Jesus, we're never going to make it through this chapter at the time that I need to, but the people who truly need Jesus are stoked because they're confirmed their need. And then the people who don't are like, hey, I'm rejecting the purpose of God for myself because I've not been baptized with him. And then Jesus literally leads directly into, to what shall I compare the people of this generation? What are they like? They are like children sitting in the marketplace and calling to one another. Hey, we played the flute for you and you did not dance. We sang a dirge and you did not weep. For John the Baptist has come eating no bread and drinking no wine, and you say he has a demon. Right? And then the Son of Man comes eating and drinking, and you say, look at him, a glutton and a drunkard, a friend of tax collectors and sinners. Yet wisdom is justified by all of her children. So this is like, to me, this is insane stuff. We've got a situation, I've told myself I'm going to stop saying we've got a situation because I realize that I say that way too often. So you guys have to keep me from doing that consistently. Hold on, I'm going to get away from this woman so I can stop hearing her breathe in my ear.
If you are wise, my flesh.
Okay, we'll leave. Did I lose my, I lost my camera. Hold on, we're fixing it. And we're back. Yeah, y'all aren't happy no matter what we do. Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Is you've got literally this thing where it's like, hey, and what he's proving here is I've got a camera situation that it's always a problem. I've got to figure out a way to get it to run. But when I got this like battery pack thing that plugs in, it won't, for some reason, it just won't work. So now I do this. Usually it lasts the whole thing, but this time it didn't. Okay. There's just so much happening on the screen right now. I've never been raided before, and it makes me scared. I'm uncomfortable. Okay, so what's also interesting here is it's like this generation is like, hey, thank you for following. I appreciate it. Don't be scared. Thanks, Bull. I appreciate it. That's all I needed. It was just you saying that. Thank you, Art Pibble. That's the goal. We sit here and we attempt to play video games. I've also got a newborn baby right here, and then we try to read through a chapter of the Bible, and it sometimes works. I think it works for me. Okay, we got to get away from this woman. I can't do it. Okay. I don't want to go out those doors again. Hold on. We're going to go over here. All right, so he's rejected no matter what, and that's the point here. It's like, hey, we played the flute, you wouldn't sing. We sang a dirge, you wouldn't dance. Like, what are we supposed to do here? You don't want any aspect of us. It doesn't matter if we're hot or cold, if we're happy, if we're sad. None of this does anything to help. So then he goes, sorry, here we go. Yet wisdom is justified by all our children. So this is like an ode back to, thank you, I appreciate it. An ode back to Proverbs. Right, is what he's pointing to here. And one of the Pharisees asked him to eat with him, and he went into the Pharisee's house and reclined at the table. We got to figure out where we're going now. I think I'm about done in Caled. We're going to go somewhere else. We should go back up to Altus Plateau. That's what we should do. Yeah. You guys just want to go into the capital city? Let's do it. We're going to go into the capital city together. I think it's time. All right. So one of the Pharisees asked him to eat with him. He went into the Pharisee's house and reclined at the table. And behold, a woman of the city who was a sinner, when she learned that he was reclining at the table in the Pharisee's house, brought an alabaster flask of ointment. And standing behind him at his feet, weeping, she began to wet his feet with her tears and wiped them with the hair of her head and kissed his feet and anointed them with ointment. If you don't know the context of the culture here, for a woman to even let down her hair at this time, that would have been a big deal. Like that would have been relevant to what was happening. So she is humbling herself to the lowest possible position and anointing his feet, right? And it is a beautiful, beautiful picture. And she's weeping. She's showcasing like this. She has utter and total need of him. And she's completely vulnerable to him. Now the Pharisee, when he saw who had invited him, saw this, he said to himself, if this man were a prophet, he would have known who and what sort of woman this is who is touching him, for she is a sinner. And clearly, he wouldn't be interacting with those. He's not here for the sinners. He's here to... Oh, never mind. He's not here for the sinners. He's here to make himself great, to grow himself, right? Which is totally the opposite of the case. So then Jesus answers him by telling a parable. I have something to say to you. And he answered, say it, teacher. A certain moneylender had 2 debtors. One owed 500 denarii and the other 50. And when they could not pay, he canceled the debt of both. So this is actually, this seems to follow like it echoes like Leviticus 25, which is the year of Jubilee, right? There's liberation and restoration once every 7 years, I believe, in Old Testament law, which is to free people of their debts after 7 years. And so you can pay within 7 years, and then after that, you're supposed to move on and allow people to be free of their indebtedness. So one owed 500 denarii and the other owed 50. When they could not pay, he canceled the debt of both. Now, which of them would love him more? And Simon answered, the one, I suppose, for whom he canceled the larger debt. And he said to him, you have judged rightly. And then turning to the woman, he said to Simon, do you see this woman? I entered your house. You gave me no water for my feet, but she has wet my feet with her tears and wiped them with her hair. You gave me no kiss, for from the time I came in, she has not ceased to kiss my feet. You did not anoint my head with oil, but she has anointed my feet with ointment. She is the one. She is the one to whom I have forgiven a greater debt. And the reality is, Simon, to Simon's credit, he has Christ in his home. And so I will say, like, there is something to be there, and like he is learning from Jesus, which is great. But Simon is still under a false impression that he is somehow better than this woman who is throwing herself at Jesus' feet. And I think that's something that all of us can learn, is what we need more than anything in our life is to cast ourselves at the feet of Christ, right? Regardless of how I feel about my situation, regardless of how I feel about myself, my worth, I am completely worthless without him. The only thing I can do is throw myself at his feet. Right? And everybody else can have like this higher standing. Everyone else can be a Simon. But for me, I'm here on my knees, using my tears to wash him if I possibly can, to give any element of grace, of service, of some sort of response to what he's done, because there's no way I can repay it. Right? And then he says, therefore I tell you, her sins, which are many, are forgiven, for she has loved much. But he who is forgiven little loves little. And he said to her, your sins are forgiven. Then those who were at the table began to say among themselves, who is this who even forgives sins? And he said to the woman, your faith has saved you. Go in peace. It establishes in this moment the only thing that matters. He's surrounded literally by priests in this moment. And the only person he tells that is saved is the woman who is at Jesus' feet, crying, showcasing that she has faith. And faith is the only thing that saves us. And now my internet quality says it's going out again. So that's great. We're going to start losing it. All right. And I will say, the other thing it calls out here, there's a little lag. Okay, well, I'm sorry, y'all. We'll have to, hopefully it'll get better. We're hardwired. I'm doing everything we can. We'll just have to deal with it for today. The other thing it showcases is that faith is proven by acting, right? This woman is not saying a word. She's not saying, Jesus, I believe in you, right? she is acting and showcasing that, hey, I believe that Christ is who saves me. That's my faith and my belief. Yeah, thank you for being here. I'm super grateful. Very, very grateful. And so this is just huge to me. I've got this thing of, it's like, hey, faith is proven by acting. Okay, so that's the end of the chapter. I wrote down some life application. Hold on. Nope, she looks at. Oh, we've got. Okay, well, we're being distracted. Everyone, calm down. 1 second here.
Utmost thanks for bringing me to the pier, and thus
Okay.
I shall depart.
She's just gonna leave. She doesn't. She doesn't love us.
I wish you luck. You have fought. I have no doubt.
Okay. Well, peace out. We didn't need her anyway. It's all right. We don't have enough. Not even close. Okay. So first, what I find really interesting. Well, sorry, not interesting. These are kind of life application pieces that stood out to me. Faith recognizes authority. So the centurion trusts Jesus' words alone. It had nothing to do with his proximity to Jesus. It had nothing to do with him being in the room with him. It was that he knew the character, the authority, and the nature of Christ. And I think there are times where we can feel like we're alone, but us understanding the character, the authority, and the nature of Christ and the nature of the Spirit being at work in us is so important in times of, like, quote unquote, like the wilderness, right? When we're in times of quiet and testing, it's like, do we understand who God is, who Christ is, and what the Spirit is doing in our life, right? Regardless of how far he may feel from us. 2, Jesus sees our individual pain. Whether we're talking about the grieving widow, whether we're talking about the woman at his feet, he is compassionate. And throughout all this stuff, he shows compassion on the weaker, not those who are showcasing themselves to be strong, not those who are holding themselves up, but those who humble themselves, who showcase their weakness. Jesus sees them. He consoles them. He brings healing. And that's huge. I think we can take a lot from that. Oh, thirdly, kind of on a bit of a counterpoint to that, doubt does not disqualify faith. I mean, you look at John, what we talked about before. John had literally seen him being baptized. He'd seen heaven open up. He'd seen all this stuff happen. But he still struggled with that. He asked questions, and he had seen God say, "This is my son with whom I'm well pleased." But Jesus responds with reassurance and then uses it as a way to reconfirm his authority, which is huge. Another one, gratitude. Our gratitude flows from the forgiveness we've been given. That's where we should base our gratitude on, right? Not on how good life is going, not on anything else. And that's why I open up every single time with, hey, let's take a moment to be grateful. Because it should flow forth from the greatest gift that we've been given, regardless of how my life's going. We've been set free. Christ has set us free, and that's what's important. And finally, we need. This is I should have ended with one of the positive ones. This is kind of a negative one, but that'll be all right. Pride can often block our spiritual awareness. Right? We look at what's happening with the Pharisees. We look at what's happening with the religious authority of the day, and they're unable to see the truth of what is going on because their pride is getting in the way. And if we're not careful, the same thing can happen to us. Don't allow your pride to get in the way of hearing and seeing what Christ is doing. Right. So there we go. There's life application. I've got 5 minutes here. Let's see. Okay, I guess we'll do this. As we close out Luke 7, in my mind, we see something beautiful. We see Jesus meeting people in completely different places. A soldier with great faith. We've got a widow filled with grief, a prophet filled with doubt, and then a sinner filled with shame, throwing herself at Jesus' feet. And he responds to all of them with both compassion and authority. And that's, in my mind, the heart of the gospel. Jesus didn't come for perfect people. He came for people who need him. And ultimately, he went to the cross to deal with the deepest problems that we all share, which is like the sin, the separation from God. And through his death and resurrection, forgiveness and new life are available to anyone who trusts in him. The woman in this chapter loved so much because she was forgiven so much, and we have the same opportunity. The same invitation still exists today. Come to him and trust in him and receive the grace that he offers. It's freely available to you. And I say that in case there's anyone here that has not accepted that, because it's so important that we do. Now watch me kill this guy. We did it. All right. Okay, I've also been asked multiple times to start a Discord server or whatever that is. I did that. Absolutely no one's in it, but it's there and available, and I linked to it in a couple places. So if you guys want to join that, you're welcome to. That's where I'll just give updates on what time this thing starts, because sometimes it shifts, like today. But tomorrow we'll be going into Luke chapter 8, and we will be starting, I think, normal time tomorrow. Should be fine. Oh, hold on. I'm trying to parry him, but I can't see well enough. Hold on. We got him. First try. First try. What do I use for my camera? This is a used Canon 70D that I use for a camera. And I actually don't really recommend it. You can't really, you have to use a battery for it. So... And something just beeped or went off at me, and I don't know what it was. So if it was like a follow or something, very, very grateful. I'm not sure. But thank you. Very, very grateful. Oh, that sounded like Discord. Okay. Thanks, Bull. This is why Bull's here, because he can help me understand what's going on. Welcome. Welcome to the Discord. I don't know how to use Discord, so you guys are you'll be well disappointed with my ability there. And it'll probably be full of spam because I don't know how to block anything. Bull knows this well. There's like a bunch of random people that come in and like chat stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm good. I don't want any viewers, because I get offered viewers all the time. Apparently everyone wants me to be famous. So I've got that going for me, which is really, really nice. It's great. All right, we got 2 minutes here. Be wary of left. I think it'll be fine. He'll be friendly. See, check that out. You guys see that? Look at that. Oh, my daughter's waking up. I'm gonna have to go. If you come across stuff you need help with, let me know. I will. You guys should go. I don't know how to do this, but after this, I think Bull usually goes live. There's probably other people on here that go live. I don't know, but Bull's been really helpful to me. So Barbell Bull is the guy if you guys want to go watch somebody. So you guys should go check him out. He doesn't like when I do that, but he's not a fan of that. All right. You guys are awesome. Stay in step with the Spirit of God. Keep Christ the center focus of your life. I'm going to log off and go get ready to... I got to go network with a bunch of people and act like an adult. So I'm going to go do that. But we'll see you guys tomorrow at, I think we're doing 6:30 a.m. Central Time. Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. Pretty sure I don't have anything going. Friday, we're going to have to go a little earlier. But we'll be on Luke chapter 8 tomorrow, which will be great. All right. Love you all. Bye. We'll see you later. Peace out. Now I'm going to try to struggle to shut this thing down. Hold on. Hold on.